right. Hey, Anthony Magnabosco here. I have the
Hey, guys.
pleasure sitting with Kyle Kulinski, Secular Talk. You probably know who he is. Got a popular YouTube channel, huge presence on Twitter. Sometimes you're even driving the political discourse from what I see. Would you say that?
I mean, I don't know about that. I try my best to come up with, the stuff that I think is important and pump it out there, and then whatever happens, happens. And sometimes I'm lucky enough where it becomes, something that people like, or maybe they latch onto it and they run with the same kind of talking points, and that's always a rewarding thing.
Okay, cool. Well, we just had a few minutes here to sit and talk. Of course, we're here to promote Street Epistemology, which is this way of engaging with a person in a respectful way, to try to get to the foundation of why they think that it's true.
Right.
Where they don't feel blindsided or trapped or tricked or anything like that. Do you have any thoughts on that type of approach? Have you watched any examples?
I do. First of all, I have watched your videos,
Okay.
and I love your videos, and like I was telling you off camera, I think the idea behind it is amazing because it is literally like what Socrates did back in the day. You go up to people, you start talking to them. It's not confrontational, it's not rude in any way, shape, or form, but you try to dig to get to the bottom of what they believe and why they believe it. And honestly, what's really interesting to see is how much have people thought through their beliefs, and why do they really believe what they believe, and can they defend it, and how solid is the framework of their argument. And I love that you don't try to strawman people. You do try to steelman people and take the best version of what they're saying and then kind of deconstruct that, because I'll tell you, the world is interesting enough as it is. There's no reason to misconstrue people's words on purpose or whatever.
It doesn't do us any good if we do, because they walk away thinking, oh, he just totally strawmanned me and I could just dismiss him. But if you actually use their best argument and you can show that there's problems with it, using their own words, it can cause a person to take another look at their views and maybe lower their confidence in their views and sometimes change their mind.
And it's a skill too, because like I was telling you, you have to know, it takes a specific kind of personality to be able to pull it off, and you have that personality where you're not triggering that fight or flight response in people, because people will often take any kind of confrontation of why do you believe what you believe as something that's offensive.
Sure.
Because they're you're threatening my whole framework and my whole reason for the way I live and what I believe and what I believe my whole life. You're kind of, it's on shaky ground now, and you put it there, but you have to be able to make somebody feel comfortable enough to explore that as well. So it's tough, and I think you do a really good job of that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's an acquired skill, but I do think it's something that most people can learn, but putting it into practice is challenging, especially when somebody's saying something that you disagree with, or it's challenging who you are as a person. We could be really defensive about it and just shut down if we're not too careful.
I think you're selling yourself short in how much of a skill it is, to be honest with you. Because again, I think of most people's personality that I know, and I think that after a while, people would just be like, why is this person messing with me? And they'd walk away. But you have a way of making it so that people know you're not messing with them. You know what I mean? Because again, it's almost like, and I mean this in a positive way, it's almost like the way a child will always ask why after you say something. They'll just keep, why? Why do you believe, why?
Yeah,
why? After a while, the parent's just shut up.
I suppose that's right. Maybe there is a little bit, it's kind of a fine line.
Yes.
To being we use this phrase uncomfortably comfortable. Comfortable enough to participate, but uncomfortable enough where you're how can I be so sure that that's true? And yeah, maybe it is a kind of an acquired skill, I suppose.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
And you're definitely selling yourself short in thinking that, anybody can do it or anybody can pick it up. No. Because there are some people that just have this kind of default personality that's a little too abrasive, and they can't really connect with people on any level where they're willing to open up like that.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I guess I'm a little more optimistic that I think if you practice it, you probably can get better at it. But one of the biggest challenges, I think, is your ego. If you can set aside your own position just for 5 minutes and be open to considering that other person's right.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe immigration, maybe my stance on it needs to be challenged a little bit. Let me listen to this person. If you can, you yourself, in my opinion, is your biggest impediment to being good at this approach of street epistemology, in my view.
Yeah, and
But it is a skill. I think it is kind of an acquired skill. It takes a little time.
it's definitely a skill, but I think you're also right in letting people kind of almost have free reign to say whatever they want, and you give them the ability to totally flesh out their beliefs, because it can be very interesting to see either how little somebody's thought something out or how much they've thought it out. Even if they've come to a position that you might not agree with or I might not agree with, if they really flesh out their ideas and you see how they got there, usually there's something that's understandable in there, even if it's something where you still might fundamentally disagree.
Sure.
There might be enough of something there where you go, oh, I see why you would believe that, which is not something that I don't think happens nearly enough nowadays.
No, it needs to happen more.
Right, where people...
That's why we're here, to table for this.
Right.
I don't know what your motivation is for being here, but yeah, I mean, we want to try to teach people how to do this, even though, yeah, it might be difficult to learn it. It can pay off. The time to practice it and get good at it can pay off, because you can have profound conversations where people, they see the faults of the method that they're using to get to their conclusion, and then they back off of their certainty, or at least their dogmatic confidence that it's true.
So let me ask you, what percentage of people would you say, when you talk to them, have a little bit of a light bulb moment and say, you know, maybe I haven't really thought through this strongly enough?
Gosh, I mean, it's high.
It is.
70, 80, 90.
See, that's impressive, again, because that's not, in my experience, people are a lot more standoffish. Maybe it's just my personality, and I bring that out in people, I don't know.
It might also be the circles that you travel in. I'm walking up to strangers, and maybe they haven't really quite thought their positions through.
And maybe there's this thing of like, I want to be polite to this person because it's, you know,
possibly.
just meeting.
I hope that's not the case, because sometimes I talk to younger people, and I hope that they're not deferring to me because I'm older. Like, yes, sir, and you know, I want them to see me as an equal.
Sure.
And really just give me their honest view.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. So, hey, Kyle Kulinski here. I'm not Kyle Kulinski. Kyle Kulinski's here. Had a wonderful chat with him. He does great work. If you don't know him already, please check out his channel. He does great stuff. I think you have some plans. What are you doing? What do you have coming up?
Tonight I'll be debating Charlie Kirk, and before that I'll be doing a panel called What Now Democrats, which is myself and 3 centrists discussing the direction the Democratic Party should go in. So I'm actually not sure which thing will be more contentious, the What Now Democrats or the debate with Charlie Kirk, but they both should be pretty interesting.
More contentious than last night with Tommy Lahren?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
We only had 3 or 4 moments, her and I. I could see Charlie and I having about 30 of them.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, and I love your channel.
Appreciate it.